Hi, I'm Kara, welcome to my channel. So, back in January of this year, I did a reading journal flip through where it was just the outlines of pages. I hadn't filled anything in yet. Now that we are at the half year point, I wanted to go through and do a little flip through of what the journal looks like so far, show you how the trackers are coming along, show you some of the scrapbook journal pages I've done for all the media I've consumed so far this year. Sorry if I sound a little weird, I'm still recovering from being sick. I actually tried to film a video that I had every intention of finishing out, editing, posting, and that was going to be my rereading the Divergent series and comparing them to their movie counterparts. So I started reading the first Divergent book, and then a couple days later I got sick. And then a couple days after that, I lost my voice, and I had barely any voice for a full week. Still kind of getting it back, like a week and a half later. It's been rough. I did try to film while I was sick and had no voice. I will insert a clip of it here so you can see how bad I sounded. Maybe I won't explain everything I wanted to right now. I finished reading the book after that. At that point I hadn't finished reading the book. I finished reading the book after that and watched the movie and didn't film anything else. I haven't continued the series or my movie rewatch yet, but I just scrapped the video. I just had no motivation to do it afterwards because I just felt terrible and I just wanted to watch the movie. That was it. So unfortunately that video is not gonna be posted, but that's not what this video is. So I have my original reading journal that I showed you at the beginning of the year, and then I have this one that I started a couple weeks ago. I was running out of space in this journal. Initially I had planned out my monthly spreads as 5 pages, 2 pages for tracking, 3 pages for journal spreads. Some I miscounted, so some only have 2 journal pages, but whatever. So I counted that out, but then I started running out of space, so I had to use the leftover pages in the back, and I'm not gonna have enough for the end of the year if I keep doing books, movies, TV shows, music, like I have been for the first half of the year. So leaving this strictly for book related journal spreads, scrapbook pages is what I'm talking about, or life things like concerts or exciting things that happen. And I've moved my music, movie, and TV into this one. So I'm going to flip through both of them. I'm going to start with this one and I'll just do a quick run through of what I have in here because it's not that much at this point. I'll see you back here when I'm done with that. Here is a close-up of the stickers on the journal. Now I'm going to flip it open and I'm going to use some hair clips to prop it up. Title page, again I took some inspiration from Pinterest, also made it a little bit my own. This is the first book tracker I have. I just color in a square each time I read a book. Currently 34, very behind on my goal. I should be at 50 right now, but it's okay. This is my bookshelf tracker. So every time I read a book, I color in one of the books on a shelf and I write the title and author on it. Here is, I think, the final tracker where I keep track of every book I've read. And this is the cover pictures of them all. This is the last tracker, sorry. And this is my book log. So I put the title, author, what genre it is, what month I read it, and my star rating. Extra one. This is my series tracker. Haven't done as well as I wanted to reading series this year, as in finishing the ones I've started. All of the dark gray squares were books I read pre-2024, and the light gray squares are books I read in 2024. And then here is some new ones I added that I didn't have at the beginning of the year in this tracker, and I also forgot to cut off the top of here so you can't see the word series on this page like you should be able to. My fault. I have a couple mistakes like that in here. This is my Shadowhunters reading order tracker. Have not continued it this year at all. Still have only read the first 3 Immortal Instruments. I do hope to get at least all the Infernal Devices done by the end of the year at some point. This page, days I finished a book, so I just color in a square for each day I finished a book. And then I have total tally. It's not how many books I read that month, it's just how many days I finished books. And then I have one day here that has a black dot because I finished 2 books on that day, but still only counts as Monday. This one I haven't really touched at all. It's kind of just here if I need it. My reading goals and rating system. My ARC tracker, which I have not done great with. I read 2 out of the 5 that I have. I haven't requested any more since, and I don't honestly think I'm going to the rest of the year. I'm just so bad at it because I'm never in the mood to read them when I need to. DNF Graveyard, I have filled up the 3 that I had drawn in at the beginning of the year. Release tracker, all the books releasing in different months as they get announced. And then as I read them, I fill in the little circle and highlight them. I was doing pretty good the first 3 months of the year, and there were so many releases in April that I just didn't get to all of them, and I still haven't, and I just kind of fell off. This is my 5-star tracker, so I have the covers of each book I've given 5 stars so far this year. So far it's only been 10, and 2 of them have been rereads. I've been pickier for some reason on my 5 stars this year, and also have been reading slumps more, so haven't been feeling them. I definitely don't think I needed the extra page I gave myself, but it's okay. Here is my 2024 book bracket. My favorite book of each month goes head-to-head against each other, and this year I mixed up my months, so I won't get to move on to the next row until months later. So the books are just more mixed up. It's not like back-to-back months going against each other. I just thought it'd be more fun this way. And then here are my favorites of each month, the covers of them. All except Reappearance of Rachel Price were 5 stars, but this was still a 4.75, so it was up there. 24 books I want to read in 2024. In reality, I would need to read 2 books each month for this to be done by the end of the year, and I was doing great with it. The first 2 months of the year, I read 2 books each month. Haven't read any of them since. I'm hoping to get a reading vlog up where I read at least 3 of these this month. So I'm actually reading one right now. I'm reading yours truly. Here is my physical TBR of all the books I owned pre-2024, so January 1st, these are all the books that were on my physical TBR. So there is 4 pages of it, and I haven't done a great job. Here I have a couple pages of challenges. This is the Read the Rainbow challenge. Whenever a book cover has majority of one color in it, I will put here. So Wild Love is pink, Better Worse is yellow, Stormy white, and Bride black. And over here I have Alphabet Challenge, the first letter of each book. If it fits in a letter that's open, I will write it down. I've been doing really well with my book bingo challenge. So here we have all the little prompts, and then when I read a book that fits the prompt, I will color it in, and then I put the book cover in the corresponding spot on the other side so I know which book I read for that prompt. Here is my mid-year top 10. I just filled this out the other day. Books 1 through 8 are 5 stars, and then 9 and 10 are 4.75 stars. Currently my favorite book is Love Unwritten, and I just read that last week, so I honestly think it might be my top read of the entire year. Here I have some significant TV shows that I watched or rewatched so far this year. It's not all of them, just some of my favorites. Me and my friends have Regal Unlimited. I just wanted to keep track to make sure I was actually getting my money's worth of it. And then I have movie watch lists for older movies I just haven't watched yet, and a couple newer movies I was excited for. Now I'm going to kind of skip ahead quite a bit because these pages are all my monthly spreads, but I had a couple more yearly spreads I wanted to add after I'd already planned out all my monthly spreads, so I had to put them in the back. So we're going to flip to that now, and then we'll go back to January. So I have my end of the year top 10. Obviously won't be able to do this until probably January 1st of next year. Then I have my Spotify Wrapped, which will come out December-ish, I think, end of November, and I will just fill it out because I like to do that. I keep track of my top 10 songs and favorite album of each month in the monthly spread, so I wanted to have my full Spotify Wrapped in here as well. And then I have a little concert tracker. So far I've only gone to one. I went to Avril Lavigne and All Time Low in May. I should have made this spot bigger, but I didn't think I was going to as many concerts as I am now, but I have since gotten tickets to 4 more than I had planned, and I'm at 6 concerts for the year, so it's just going to fill up this spot, and I think that's all I'm going to this year, but we'll see. Then back here I have my physical TBR of all the books I've purchased this year. I'm very proud of myself for how well I'm doing with this, buying books and then like immediately reading them, or reading them relatively soon after purchasing them. Goal for this year is to have this all read, so I'm not just buying books and not reading them. They sit on my shelf for years. Then I left this page blank so I could extend my bookshelf tracker from the beginning, because that's only holding about 80 books. So hoping that I read enough to fill up that one and I'm able to make a new one. So I just left space to do that. Haven't gotten to it yet. And then this final page right here, I'm tracking my rereads. So far I've done 3, and then I had some extra space, so I made another DNF graveyard in case I needed it. And then this page for whenever I need. I had an idea, but I forgot what I wanted to do with it. I'm probably gonna make another one of these because I probably will fill this up soon. So anyways, back to January. Here's January. All my monthly spreads are set up the same way, so I'm gonna go through them a little quickly and just spend some more time on the journal pages. Here's January's title page. I went for Stranger Things set up because I was supposed to go to a fan expo and meet Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things and listen to the Stranger Things panel that they were doing one day, but got snowed in, could not leave my house, so I wasn't able to go. I still love this page. I think it's really cute. Here is the first page of the setup that is on every month. Here I have my TBR and then the books I read that month. I have my new releases to look out for, any DNFs if I had any, and if I bought any books. Then on this side I have my social media tracker for YouTube and Instagram, reading stats, and I have important dates to remember, and then at the end of the month I go through and write down my monthly highlights, my favorite things I did that month. And then the second page I have my movies and TV shows watched, and then my top 10 songs. And then down here also my favorite album with how many streams, because I like to keep track of those things. I think it's fun. And then this full page I have the covers of the books I read that month with their star ratings under them. And then I have 3 pages at the end of each month for journal spreads. Some months have 2, including January because I counted wrong. And these spreads are for books I read that month, music I listened to that month, or albums that came out, movies or TV shows I watched, life things that happened. And as of last month, I stopped doing movie and TV shows and music things in this journal. I'm just saving it for reading and concerts and live things because I'm running out of space, and that's when I started the next journal that I will show you when I'm done with this. For January, I read book 2 of the Lunar Chronicles, Scarlet. I think it's fitting that this is the first page I did in this journal, and it's one of my least favorites. I think there's one other that tops it as my least favorite, but definitely bottom of the list for me. I hadn't figured out what I liked to do yet, but now I have it down, I think. And then I listened to Snow Angel by Renee Rapp for the first time, and I'm obsessed with it. Was obsessed with it, still am. So I made this spread for it, because that's all I listened to in January. Did a Valentine's theme for February's title page. Took inspo from 2 different Pinterest title pages, I think. Here's this first page. Should I tell you my monthly highlights, or at least some of them from each month? Literally all of this was the 2 movies I watched in theaters and then the Renee Rapp album. That's not that exciting. For February, Tortured Poets Department announcement. I went to Vegas and saw Drag Race live. I guess I'll tell you my top song and favorite album as well. So January, top song was Talk Too Much by Renee Rapp. Favorite album, Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. February, Tummy Hurts by Renee Rapp, and favorite album was still Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. Here my book spread. This is my best month. This is when I was doing videos every week, and I burnt myself out with reading and filming, so all the months after are very bad compared to last year. Here is an Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpenter page because I just felt it fit the Valentine's theme. This is still probably one of, if not my favorite journal spread I've done so far. This is my own picture from the canceled concert. When I was sitting in my seat, I took this picture before we were told to leave. And I just got tickets last week during the pre-sale for the Short and Sweet tour, so getting my redemption finally. And then I read 6 of Crows, and this one's very simple, but I still love how it came out. Here is one of the life journal spreads. It's my Vegas trip. My mom and my best friend and her mom and her dad, they all worked together, and they had a convention for home renovation, because that's what they do. So they were going to this convention in Vegas, and I joined them for the last 2 days. So I went to the convention with them, went to Rainforest Cafe, Drag Race live, which is why I went, because it was the last day they were there, timed up perfectly. And then the Stranger Things store, I took Bestie there for the first time. She hadn't gone the last trip. It wasn't open the last time she was in Vegas. This March spread is also taken from Pinterest inspo pic. I think my favorite title page. It's just adorable. Here are my stats pages. Not that many monthly highlights. I didn't really do anything this month. Rewatch Anyone But You. Top song was Obsessed by Olivia Rodrigo because Guts Spilled came out in March, so I was listening to that on repeat. Top album though was still Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. As you can see, my books read are starting to dwindle. Only read 4 in March. I finished watching Gilmore Girls for the first time, so I did a spread for it. And then Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, one of my top reads of the year so far. I really like how this page came out. And then Anyone But You. I love this page too. It's literally just the words to Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. April, another Pinterest picture. My stats, highlights, I started playing tennis again. Tortured Poets Department came out. Saw Challengers 2 times. Top song was The Black Dog by Taylor Swift. And favorite album was Tortured Poets Department, the anthology, obviously. 210 streams just in the last 2 weeks of April after it came out, which is crazy. Again, 4 books read. I did Challengers page. Obsessed with this one. Probably top new movie of the year. I don't think anything else is gonna come out that's better than it this year. This is my first Tortured Poets Department spread, and I kind of hate it. I'm not happy at all with how it came out. I put a bunch of my favorite lyrics in the background and then put pictures on top of it. I wish I didn't do that. I just don't like how it looks. I kind of wish I did what I did for Anyone But You, where I just put the lyrics around the pictures instead of the pictures on top of the words. I put my stickers from the 2 vinyls I got. I pre-ordered the manuscript one, and then I got the Black Dog one, Record Store Day. This is another one of my favorite pages that I've done so far. It is the Turtles All the Way Down movie, and I also reread the book in preparation for it. I did the spiral on the cover. I did little turtles holding up the world, like the quote. I just love how this one looks. May, this is my least favorite title page. I hate it. I don't like the colors, how they look. I took the pattern from Pinterest, but I messed it up. I did not trace it in pencil first, like I should have. Stats pages, monthly highlights. Me and Bessie went to a Taylor Swift Tortured Poets party, club night, what have you. It was at a club, so I guess club night. We got to see just the slightest bit of northern lights here in Oregon. I started doing markets for my small business, and then All Time Low Avril Lavigne concert. Top song was But Daddy I Love Him by Taylor Swift, and again, favorite album was Tortured Poets Department. Only read 2 books this month, and one was a reread. I was quite busy this month though, preparing for markets, so that's why I didn't read that much. Here's a page for The Fall Guy. I don't love this page, it just feels empty. I am very proud of the title though. I put the little guy falling. This movie was so fun. I loved it. Another one of my favorites, Funny Story by Emily Henry. And then this is my redo of my Tortured Poets page. So it's kind of Tortured Poets, but it's also the club night. So I have pictures we took in the photo booth at the club, and then Tortured Partiers Department was the name of the event. And I took this picture of the screen there. I took a picture of my 13, and I have my little ranking of the album as of June 1st. You can pause and read if you want to know my ranking. Still pretty much the same, I would say. And here's June. I need to move this to July. Again, took the inspo from Pinterest. Stats pages. Tickets for Sabrina Carpenter. Gracie Abrams' album came out. Back in my Divergent era. Top song was Blowing Smoke by Gracie Abrams. Top album, still Tortured Poets Department. I don't think this is going to change all year, honestly. I read 5 books this month, and nothing was below 4 stars, so that was great. Here's my page for Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I think this one's really cute. Another pink theme, Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Also, while I was reading, I was picturing Len and Stella as Ellie. If anyone else wants to picture her as Ellie as they read, I think she's the perfect fit for her. And I just did this the other day. My July title page is my 22nd birthday this month, so I had to do a little Taylor Swift theme. We have the heart sunglasses with July in the picture. I took this from Pinterest for inspo, and then these hats were also on inspo, but I added my own little decorations. I've got hearts on this one, and I have a 22 on this one, inspired by my bestie's 22 hat from the Earth Tour last year when she was 22. Put a picture in here of it. Here are my stats right now, my TBR. New releases, I have some important dates. Good Girls Guide to Murder TV show came out on the 1st. in the UK, and I did watch it already with Bestie. We figured out how to get it. I'm meeting a book bestie later this week, 22nd birthday, going to see Niall Horan at the end of the month. Then this is all blank and ready to go for filling out throughout the month. Alright, and then I have journal space left. I'm going to go into the back of the book again now for the overflow journal spreads. This is Crest, the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. So this is the Mean Girls musical movie. This little drawing I copied from the poster that Regal had on table when we went to see it. Then I finished the naturals. So I did a page for the series. I have some little things from the third book, which is my favorite. Also, a picture of Kennedy Walsh as Cassie. So I put some pictures of her. Read Bride in February. I really like how this page came out. And Heartbreak High. I did a little double page. I had too much I wanted to do. I did kind of like a yearbook style of all of the cast and their names. And I did a little map, but I only included like the main cast, not everyone. And don't look at it if you haven't seen season 2, because I did update it myself for season 2. Then Bridgerton season 3 part 1. There's so much happening on this page because so much happened. This is for part 1. And then I have a space to do part 2. Haven't done it because I still have the last episode to watch. I just have been putting it off because I got spoiled on TikTok, so I know what happened. So I feel like I've already watched it. Then in May, I reread Carrie Soto's Back for my bestie's birthday present. I was annotating it for her, but obviously I counted it for my own reading, so I did a spread for it. I have a concert spread. So this side is All Time Low, because they were the openers, but it's like a joint concert. So All Time Low is this side, and then Avril Lavigne is this side, and they have both their set lists. I took this picture, this one of my drink that we got, this one, this is the confetti, and I took this one, and then the other ones I got Pinterest or Instagram, and then I put all of the confetti that I collected. And this is the final page. Yeah, this is the final page in this journal. This is for Burnout by Rebecca Genshak that I read in June. And these ones pretty simple too, but I do like how it came out. Alright, that is it for this journal. Now I'm going to show you the other one I've started. So this is the new journal that I'm starting for albums, TV shows, movies, everything that's not book or life related, just because I was running out of space in the other one. And then this one I could also bring over into next year and not start a new one. I'll just start a new reading journal. Here is the front. With this one I have strictly like book and reading themed stickers. This one I used music and movies and stuff. A couple on the back. I haven't done a title page yet. I don't know what I want to do. In the front, like quarter, half of the book I guess, I've made space for Marvel movies and Marvel TV shows because I want to do a full MCU rewatch. Hopefully by the end of the year, rewatch all of the MCU movies and then also watch for the first time the TV shows I haven't watched. I haven't watched Miss Marvel or She-Hulk. I haven't watched Captain Marvel movie yet. So yeah, I went through and I labeled a page for each thing. Haven't started it yet, but I'm gonna get to it at some point. I'm currently doing an Arrow rewatch. I have not rewatched it in years. Honestly, I don't think I've watched it at all since the last season. I watched it while it was airing from I think season 4 or 5. It's the only Arrowverse show that I actually finished because it was my favorite. I want to do a page for each season as I rewatch, so I have them set out. So here's season 1 because that's all I've rewatched so far. Mainly I just put pictures of all the characters and then I wrote episode 2 or 3's intro. Then I reread and rewatched Divergent, so I did Divergent page, and I'll do a separate page for each movie as I continue the rewatch. And then when I finish my full reread of the series, I'll do one page in the reading journal for all of them together. I did a little Sabrina page, so the side is espresso and the side is please, please, please. Pictures from the music video in there, some lyrics. And this is the last journal page, and it is for The Secret of Us by Grace Abrams, because I have a little checklist and I put a star next to my top 3. I really love how this one came out. I just love yellow. That is it for the journals. So that is my reading journal and my media journal, I guess you could call it, for the halfway mark of 2024. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. I hope you got some inspiration maybe for your journal either this year or something to do next year. I've been having a lot of fun doing the scrapbook pages. I think that's really what I needed because I enjoy being creative like in that way physically, because I've been doing a lot of digital art and things the last few years, so I think I really needed this year. I'll see you back here at the end of 2024, actually probably the beginning of 2025, with a full flip through of both of these, how they look. This one will be completely filled up. This one probably halfway filled up. We'll see. Hopefully I'll see you again soon.